Welcome to Degree and Me, where we highlight a specific major each week. I'm your host, Christabel, and for our final episode this season, we'll be getting some insight with current students who changed their major multiple times. I have here with me Casey and Victoria. Thank you for joining us today, ladies.
Of course.
Yes. Okay, let's get started. So I'll start with you, Casey.
Okay.
What year is this for you here at Sam Houston State University?
This is my 5th year in Victory Lab.
Oh,
I like to
wow,
call
okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay, and Victoria, what about you?
This is my 5th year as well.
Okay. Did either of y'all transfer over, or how did y'all's college journey start?
No, so I put all my eggs in one basket with Sam Houston. I only applied, and then it just worked out. I only applied to Sam Houston in high school, and it worked out, and I just decided to drag my time out here because I really liked it, and I didn't really want to rush, and so I took less hours my 5th year, obviously, than my first, but this is my 5th year and final
Gotcha.
semester.
Nice.
I am a transfer student, so I transferred here.
Okay. Where'd you transfer from?
Lone Star.
Gotcha. Okay, so Casey, what is your current major?
My current major is mass communications with the focus on broadcast production.
Okay, so am
Yeah.
I. And I
Okay,
did the exact
twins.
same thing. I only applied to Sam.
Yeah.
I put all my eggs in one basket, so you and I.
And it worked out, yeah.
Yes, yes.
That's so funny.
I am a BFA in film and television.
Gotcha. Okay, so Victoria, how many times have you changed your major and why?
Technically 3. So when I was at community college, I was a entrepreneurship major.
Oh, wow.
And when I got to Sam, I realized I didn't want to do that. So I switched to a BA in film, and then I found out about the BFA program, and so I went to that. So now I'm currently a BFA.
Okay. And that's not mass comm?
Yeah.
No, it's its own. What exactly is it? It's just BFA in film, it's its
Film
own
and
thing?
television, yeah. So, I sent in my portfolio, got accepted, and yeah, been doing it since.
Gotcha. And Casey?
Also the same, technically 3. So I applied to the school as a dance major because I'm on the dance team here too. So I was like, yeah, no brainer, I'm gonna do dance. And then I was like, I'm not gonna be able to dance forever. And so I switched it again, and I switched to nursing because I was like, I wanna make money. And so I switched to nursing, and then I got advised, and I was like, this is not what I wanna do at all. And my mom kept telling me to do mass communications because I think that's what she graduated with too. And I just didn't want to admit that she would be right. And then when I went to freshman orientation, I was with the arts group, and I met a bunch of people, and they were I got along with them so well. And I was like, what's your major? And they're like, mass comm. And I was like, these are my people.
I
so
know.
I just knew. So I switched to it, got advised, and it was a no-brainer at that point. So I
Yeah.
never took classes as a dance and nursing major.
Oh,
but
okay.
So I just switched it 3 times before I could even get to the class part. So it was going really fast, but I always started as a mass comm major with my classes. So.
Oh, okay. So were you switching around when you're still taking basics or before you got
Yeah, so I was still taking basics, and then by the time that I was really into my first semester freshman year, I switched from nursing to mass comm. But I was still taking basics at the time, so it didn't really affect
Gotcha.
anything.
That's good.
Yeah.
So in my story, I came here as a business major, and I took one business class, and I was like, absolutely
No,
not.
yeah.
I hate this. And it was a night class too, so that was probably why.
Oh, yeah.
But it was during my basics too. So I switched around from business to interior design. I prayed about it, and then God led me to the mass comm building. It was kind of funny because my advisor told me I was into acting at the time, and so my advisor told me, hey, walk around the theater building. If you feel peace about it, then that's your place. Walk around the mass comm building, walk around there. If you feel peace, then that's where you need to be. And I fell in love with the mass comm building. And even though it's kind of dark sometimes and kind of sketch, I was like, okay, this is my home.
Yeah.
So I definitely get it, switching around and then finding your people.
Yeah.
Everyone here is so social. And then I
Yes.
met Victoria here. And yeah, these will be your
Yeah.
people very easily.
Right,
very
and
easily.
I would meet people in passing, just getting food or at the library, what's your name, what's your major? And every single time it'd be mass comm. The people that I would connect
Really?
with, and I'm like, dude, me too. Oh my God, it was so weird.
Wow, it was meant to
Yeah,
be.
it definitely was.
Okay, so Victoria, are you glad you changed your major even if it meant extending your career?
I am. I can't stress enough the fact that I was doing entrepreneurship and it's a lot of business classes, but it wasn't for me. I didn't love it. I was just doing it. And so once I switched, I just fell in love. Like I was just like, I can actually enjoy college. Like I love doing this.
Weird, right?
Yeah, it's so weird having fun in college. And I know not many like students can say that, and so I'm super thankful for this program and this school. So I'm not upset for extending it because I've loved every single day I came here, and I did minor in general business because I didn't want those classes to go to waste
Yeah.
that I spent so many hours studying for. And
Smart.
so I made that my minor, but I will say the difference in going to classes for my minor, I did not study at all. I did not pay attention. But film, I was like all in it. So I saw such a difference in going to school for something that I loved. So for me, definitely it was worth it.
Gotcha. So before you switched over to film, were you before college, were you into film and stuff like that? Were you into projects and stuff like
I
that?
was doing photography, freelancing, and then I started to get into film stuff. So the reason why I was pursuing a entrepreneurship major was to own my own business. And I realized I really didn't want that. I'll do it occasionally, but that's not really like what I wanted to do. And so I felt like I needed to go to film and take classes and all that.
Okay. Gotcha. What about you, Casey?
Definitely worth it. It didn't extend it like really that much because I was in my basics, like I said, but it literally being a mass comm major is a flex. Like when I'm talking to my friends about it and like they're like business and stuff and I'm telling them like, oh yeah, I have to go like to this basketball game and I'm like filming and stuff like that. They're like, what? That's so cool. And I'm like, yeah, and that's my class. Like that's my credit. So it's so worth it, especially like for me, I'm a very hands-on person, like, and with everything switching to like online, it was like really, really hard for me because if I'm not like being held accountable, like I won't perform as well. And so with mass comm being so hands-on, like you have to be there like learning how to work a camera and, you know, learning every single role. It like made not only my grades like, you know, I was better, but I was performing better, I was more accountable, and I enjoyed going to class. Like it wasn't a drag.
It's fun.
Yeah, it definitely was. It keeps things interesting. So it was so worth it for sure.
Oh,
8
yeah.
a.m. is still hard though.
Yeah, let me put that out there.
What is?
8 a.m. classes are still hard. Even if you love the class.
Still hard, yeah. Yeah, that was still a drag there when
Yeah.
it was 8 a.m.
Yeah.
But
The creative juices aren't flowing yet.
Yeah.
So,
Not yet. Not yet.
okay. Casey, what do you plan on doing with this degree?
So I've already been working in the apartment business for like 4 years now, going on my 5th year. And of course it's not like film and I'm not in a studio or anything like that, but I actually just got a job and I'm like a traveling leasing and marketing specialist. With that, I use so much of like editing, like the fact that I can put what I can edit on my resume was like a big like gold star in the interview's eyes because nowadays it's like Instagram and TikTok and all that type of stuff is like a big deal for marketing whatever business you may have. And so like I can do that and transform it into marketing an apartment, you know? So that's what I plan on doing. I just got a job, so I'm doing a traveling leasing and marketing specialist, and I've learned so much through my degree of what I can use, even though it's not like a direct correlation between the two. I've learned I'm using so much of what I learned in classes in my career now, which is crazy.
Mass comm is extremely relevant.
Yeah,
People
for
are
sure.
like, I feel like there's a misconception, like, oh, it's an easy class, like, it's like a blow off or
Yeah.
like a degree. When really, like, if you put your all into it, dude, we're gonna make the big money.
Oh, for
You know,
sure.
we're gonna make that money.
Yeah,
honey.
and it's like all the little projects like I've done with school here, like I said, they're like a big plus in their eyes. And then being a mass comm student, like you have to kind of learn everyone's position and you have to be able to communicate well with people. And that's just kind of life skills. But you do have to be able to get along with people and do things in group settings. And like that's my job all the time. Like the job won't get done if we're not all working together as a team. Just like in a studio production, like the team has to be together. We have to make sure everyone's here to get the end goal. So
yeah,
definitely
exactly.
needed in life.
And Victoria?
So I really don't have like a set plan. But I know there's just a lot of like pressure on like you have to find a job as soon as you get out of college. I don't think that's true. I would rather find something that I truly love doing than just jumping in and getting
Yeah.
a 9-to-5 job that I don't like. Because I don't want to just find a job. I want to find a passion. I want to find something that I just enjoy going to every day.
for
Love
sure.
it.
So I have applied to a couple places, but it's not set in stone. I'm just going to go wherever God takes me. So
Amen, sis.
Look, I know just because I got mine doesn't mean that I had it all planned out. This is very, like, I was like totally planning on moving back home and hoping for the best and
Yeah,
finding,
what did
you know.
where are you from?
I'm
where
from
did
San
you-
Antonio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so, like, I knew I was going to stay in the apartment business, but, like, literally this is something I prayed for. And I get to travel the U.S., so. It's just, like,
Really?
yeah, it's a traveling, leasing, and marketing specialist.
So like it's everywhere. It's not just Texas.
Yeah, so, like, there's properties all throughout the U.S. We have 26 student properties, and I travel to all of them. They're just spread, yeah.
I love it.
Really cool, yeah.
Love it. Okay, so Victoria, what is your favorite part of this major?
probably the hands-on learning. I am very visual. Like I learn better hands-on. I'm not very good at like sitting in classroom and watching PowerPoints. So just definitely hands-on stuff. Actually, this TV show here, it's definitely great. And so I learn so much better that way.
Oh, yeah.
And I just enjoy it too. Being on set, being with people. I'm a people person, so I love the whole production work of it.
Agreed. And Casey?
Yeah, I mean, same thing, like how hands-on it is, the people, everyone that, like, it's nice to start classes with some of these people and we've gone all the way, you know, to the end. So
Yeah.
just, like, seeing the growth there and definitely just, like, the department and, like, I always give Professor Reed a hard time because he will throw me into things and I'm always, so scared going into it, but at the end of the day, I'm so thankful for
Yeah.
that because it is so hands-on and I would have never learned how to either do it or problem solve how to do it if, you know, I didn't have someone telling me, like, you
Yeah.
got to do this. So that's what I love most about it.
I think
is-
also going to a smaller school helps.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
The classes are smaller, the professors are more like, you can connect with them more.
Right.
I think that's just a really big plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want you to be great, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to toot any of their horns, but they're real, like the professors, like, I think the fact that they actually want to see you succeed and they actually like go the extra mile,
Yeah.
that it really helps us and it makes you want to like grow and want to like learn.
Yeah.
And so like Reed, like putting you into situations, like I feel like I was actually comfortable like stepping up and being like a director for like a theater production. Like I feel like with anyone else, I wouldn't, or anywhere else, I probably wouldn't be so confident in doing so because I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, if I mess up, he's gonna get me. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's like, you know,
It's
and we're in
like
college,
it's like
too.
whenever your class is so big, it's like you don't really care to disappoint your professor. Whereas like here, it's like disappointing like your dad or like your parents.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to disappoint them because they've known you for so long. But you definitely get what you put into it because you can be a mass comm major
Yeah.
and just coast and like never learn anything. So like
For
you
sure.
have to put in what you want out of it. But like all the tools are there for you to be great in the department. So
Exactly. That's well said. I like how you
thank
said
you.
that. Yes. Okay, so Casey, what did you find most challenging about this major?
Just for me, because I have always had a busy schedule because I work and then I'm also on the dance team. Because it is hands-on, like you can't skip your classes and you get what you put into it. So the most challenging thing was literally just scheduling and making sure I was present for the things that I wanted to learn about because my schedule is so jam-packed. So it kind of, like I hated to miss out on certain things because I wanted to learn, but at the end of the day, like I have work and dance too. So that was, but like that's a very minor, and also everyone's busy. So that's probably the most challenging, I would say.
Gotcha.
And then maybe also like classes that I know I was gonna do nothing with, like photojournalism. I will forever just like, I know I'm not gonna be a photojournalist. And I still think it's cool to learn about it, but I was just like, I'm not going anywhere with this. So, but with every degree, you're always gonna take those classes that you're just like, I don't know about that.
Do I need this?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Victoria?
So I'm going to compare this when I was taking the entrepreneurship major. So group projects were difficult for me because like comparing that to the entrepreneurship major, we can't just like get on Zoom, make a PowerPoint presentation, and call it a day. You know,
Yeah.
we have to actually like schedule shoots. We have to like find talent, write the script, like, and all these creative people coming together. Like sometimes there can be some like tiff, like just a little bit. We all want to be creative, you know. So I
Yeah.
think that was probably the most challenging part, was figuring out when we could shoot it, schedule it, all that. That was really difficult, but it did teach me, you know, stuff that I will probably have in the real world.
life, yeah.
You know, people aren't going to show up, or, you know, it's not going to go the way it should be. You have to be flexible. So I will say that was a challenge, but I'm thankful for that challenge because it's
Yeah.
taught me a lot.
Yeah.
And thankful that it happened in this setting and not.
Not like
It's a
the
safe
big
environment
thing.
for it to
Yeah.
happen in.
Yes.
You know, so all you have to do is tell your professor, you know,
Yeah.
what happened, and then, you know, instead of getting fired for something,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
So, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So Casey,
Yes.
what would you tell your younger self as an incoming freshman?
Have an open mind. Look at actual jobs that you can get with a degree. Don't just limit yourself, because I think with like nursing majors, like you're a nurse major and you're gonna become a nurse, and then it's like there's so many direct things, like you're majoring for this, you're going to become this. Whereas mass comm is so broad. So my younger self, read about it. Learn about it first before you just go balls to the wall and choose something. Because I was just very that. I just wanted to have everything set in stone. But that's not life. Like, plans change. So definitely learn about it, educate yourself, and then make a decision, and be open-minded to. Because, like, if someone would have told me I'm working, like, in the apartment business my freshman year, like, I would have been like, heck no. Like, I'm way too of, like, an out there person, but, like, this job allows me to do that. So yeah, open mind and learn about things before making decisions.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I'm the type of person where I'm like, oh, you offer me a job, I'm
Like,
going
I'm
with
there,
you.
yeah.
Yeah. Like no one talked to me. I'm going with
Yeah.
them. Like.
Yeah.
And Victoria?
So I'm actually going to talk about my younger self when I transferred here, because I was a transfer student. But I would tell myself just to experiment with my films, not worry about what people say or what they'll
Yeah.
think. I think I was very intimidated when I first came here because I was a part of a business
Yeah.
major. So I'm like, I've never done like actual films before, you know. So I was very intimidated. I didn't feel confident in myself. So I think I would tell myself just to risk it, just to be creative, think outside the box, like just do the film you want to do.
Yeah. Don't hold back.
And what advice would you give to someone questioning their major?
I would tell them, do what you love. If you can afford it, if you have the time for it, do it. You're not
Yes.
going to regret doing something you love in college. I promise you won't regret it.
Yeah.
And Casey, what about you?
Same thing. Educate yourself. Like, the same thing that I would tell myself is educate yourself. And like, even I was just talking to one of my coworkers the other day. He's thinking about changing his major, and I was telling him about the classes that I'm taking, because he's like really into sports. And so I'm like, you can go film and go to these like sporting events, like, and he's like, that's your class. Like, he literally was like, that's so cool. And so I'm like, don't count anything out. And if you don't have the answers now, like, you'll get them later. But yeah, educate yourself, read about it, and then make a decision.
I think if you don't know what you want to do straight out of high school, I think just try different things. So
Yeah.
I spent my years just freelancing. I spent my years working for other people. I just jumped in anything that I could just to try it.
Yeah.
So I think that's definitely something that people should think about. Don't just sit in your room on your phone. Like, go
Yeah.
out and try new things
Yeah.
to figure out like what you like, what you want to do. So that's like another piece of advice.
Yeah, and just because like so many people will choose like, oh, I'm gonna do a business degree because like it's like generic, but like people, like I know people are more successful when they go into a business degree and they know exactly what type of business they want to be doing, you know? Same thing like with mass comm, but like so many people just choose it because it's broad and they can get their degree out the way, but then you're kind of wasting like talent and like creativeness that you could have been doing all throughout your college years, you know? So like I'm happy I got into it, and like I meet so many people all the time that are just like coasting in their major,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, you should check out the mass comm department. Like I promise
Yeah.
you'd be happier. But yeah.
I think also like research different majors, like research what's offered at schools, at colleges. I think there's just a lot of, because I didn't know that, there's a BFA in film and
Yeah.
television. I didn't know that
I
existed.
didn't even know
That was
that.
new. That's new.
Yeah. So there's more programs coming out. There's new stuff, coming in college and stuff. So I would definitely just research the different majors offered, because there's just such like an unknown, especially being in high school. Like you're like, I don't know what's offered. Let me just do business
Yeah,
or nursing,
Yeah,
exactly.
the generic stuff. But there's so many like specific things that are offered. So just like research, just look it up.
Yeah.
Just
I
look
would
it up.
I would also say like, okay, go get advised like prior, and then see who you can talk to. Like, okay, say you're debating between mass comm and business, reach out to the chairs, tell them this is how I'm feeling, this is what I've been involved in. I would say reach out to people that are like the professors, like get out of your comfort zone, reach to chairs, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And because that's how we got our information about our show. We reached
Yeah.
out to department chairs and professors and students, and I would
That
just
know it
say,
best.
yeah, I would
Yeah.
just say like reach out to people.
And there's just I don't know, with every major, there's so many opportunities that like are not taught to you like when you are younger. So just all like in mass comm, there are so many, like it's just like at the end of movies, like you see how many credits there are, like, and how many titles there are. Like there are so many things you can do, whether it's like a cameraman or you're like music scoring or like finding music for movies and stuff like that. Like there's literally an endless amount.
Yeah.
So I didn't really ever put that into perspective until I was like, working here, and I was literally just a grip. Like, but I was like, imagine being a grip for like a show like Scandal, and you're just
Yeah.
there and you're like watching Scandal and you're holding the light cords. Like that would still be cool. So I don't know. There's endless opportunities for sure.
I think I can definitely just jump into anything. I think this program taught me a wide variety
Yeah.
of things to do. So I have no problem jumping in different areas for that. So I feel very comfortable jumping in that. So
I would also say, I know this isn't politically correct, or we're not supposed to say this, but I would say pray about it, because
Yeah.
that's what I did. I would pray, like, and that's where I was led to, like your creator is showing you the best way that you have, like
Yeah.
you can go down. So I prayed about it, because I came in as a business major, and I only did it because I was like, I have no idea what I want to do.
Yeah.
And my mom was just, I'm a first generation student, so I was really lost. And so my mom was like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, go as business, because my dad owns his own business. And so they wanted me to maybe pick up on him, like do like more of like the accountant side, stuff like that. And I was just like, I hate this. Like, I hate it. And so, like, I felt bad telling people that, because there's a lot of business majors here. And so when I would tell people, like, I hate business, they're like, well, I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's a safety net. Like, I feel like business is a safety net. And so moving to mass comm, it is more risky, but I just feel like if you love it, go for it.
Yeah.
Like, for sure. Like, you'll find your niche. You'll find a specific job for you.
Also,
so-
don't sleep on your minor, whatever you choose
Yeah, that's
for a
true.
minor. Because, like, I have a minor in psychology, so random. But, like, because I thought when I was tossing up mass comm, I was, like, also thinking about doing psychology. And I always loved psychology, but I'm not good at it. So that's why I chose it as, like, minor, and it counts as, like,
Okay.
advanced credit hours. But that's, like, my one regret with college is I wish I, like, minored in like theater or marketing or something that like directly tied with mass comm. Psychology has like nothing to do with mass comm. Still pretty cool, and I learned a lot, but I just like, I don't know, don't sleep on it.
Yeah. So do y'all suggest having a minor? I don't have a minor.
Oh, you know.
So no.
I mean, I've always planned on having a minor. I don't know. I mean, it probably will help me in freelancing. But I mean, I don't know if it's like a have to.
I for some reason
thing.
I thought you had to declare one. Did my advisor lie to me? No, I'm just kidding. But I declared it a long time ago because I was taking so many like advanced, how you have to take advanced credit courses? Like I was just taking like all the psychology classes, so yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's funny. That's why you were surprised when you're like, you don't
I know,
have
it's
one?
like, wait, y'all don't? But it's okay. I don't know.
Okay. Well, thank y'all for hopping on
Yes.
the show.
Of course.
Okay. So thank you so much, guys, and a special thanks to them for sharing their experiences with changing their major. And that concludes the season of Degree in Me. Thank you to all of Sam Houston State faculty and students for being on the show. And remember, education is key, so do it right with Degree and Me.